Okay, so let's continue with this example here. As I said in my earlier video, I'm more interested in relationships. So I want to get that this is lighter than this side plane of the PIEV that I don't see much. Also, do you see it's thinner up there and fatter down here? Sometimes in architecture, if you're obviously distorting something, it works. But if you're not obviously distorting something, it really doesn't work. And I am not good at straight lines. I'm not good at things that are perfect. So anyway, I'm going to go soften all these edges now because I kind of have an idea of what's the border. And because this is distant, it doesn't have as much detail in it also. But I want to still have the relationships because my eye at night can still discern a lot of things that even the camera can't. The other thing that's interesting is this back in here is the side plane of one face of a house. But it's going to have a shadow from the PIEV here, so it's going to go dark to light. And you find that if you just make everything one solid flat color, it's going to be a bit, well, flat. So here, I've got one flat here. I've exaggerated this side because frankly this side was getting a little bit of light from the highlights, but I find more of the town lights were hitting this face, so I'm going to exaggerate that so you don't get as confused as I am when I'm drawing. So I'm trying to make this edge here a little bit light. That's garish and way too much, and I know that. So there, even though I said I'm fighting my brain and I know I like contrast, there's a point where that just gets ridiculous, but there are far better painters than I am that do pay attention to what we're told in school, do try to match the tones right the first time, and do try to set the first stroke being accurate, and you know, listen to them. But like I said, my brain doesn't want to do it, and I have fought with it and fought with it. I have really tried in my Kelly way. It doesn't seem to work for me. So at some point I figure out, go ahead and do something, even if it's not right compared to someone else. Now this tree is in the wrong shape, but I don't have green on my palette. But I want to pull in, I'm more concerned about the tone. Start developing the triangular shape of this tree that's not a cypress. Do something is always more important than doing it perfectly the way someone else thinks to do it. And that's the lesson for today, I guess. So I'm going to keep developing this little by little. I can tell this roof is too dark for that building, but it could be the building is too light. But I think what it is also this is too high chroma with the reds. But right now I put in a wee bit of red into these tile roofs just because I need to differentiate until I figure out exactly where I'm doing. Because you can see on the charcoal I've lost a lot of my drawing that I transferred here from my paper. So I'm drawing it back again. And like I said, this need to go compared to this, and I'm comparing all the 4 little buildings have to fit between this point, which I know to be true, and my tower here. And then I'm going to have to work my way from the tower to all these little buildings that we're in along here. Okay, that's enough for this one. Thank you. Borsheimarts.com. Haha.